Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Saturday the 30th of July 2022 and this is Flosstube number 50. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do include other crafts sometimes, and I also talk about the walks I've been on recently. If you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. I've had quite a busy 2 weeks, so I've not got a great lot of stitching to show you, but I do have some. So let's get on with it. So, I want to thank people who've bought me a coffee as well on the link below, so thanks to those people. So let's get on with some whips. So my first one, as usual, is Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia, and yes, I have brought the picture up today. Forgotten it the last couple of weeks, but there she is. And I'll show you what I've done. I don't think I've done a great lot over the last 2 weeks, but I have done some. So there she is, and I know I've done a bit round here in the last 2 weeks. There's a bit of red that goes up the side of the flag. So yeah. So this is stitched on 32 count Hurricane Murano Lagana by Pole Stitches. I stitch on her on a Sunday, so she'll be, well, she might be stitched on again tomorrow, she might not because I'm on a walk tomorrow. Let's see how I am when I get back. There we go. And then my next one is Royal Holiday by Mirabilia. Stitch on this on a Wednesday as part of the USNZ Royal Holiday SAL, along with globe-trotting stitcher Amy, who's finished it, Sarah Stitch Addict, who's also finished it, Nancy Duquette, Kate the Scottish Stitcher, and Andreas. Oh, that was my fan falling over. And there we go. So, missing a bit off at the bottom. Let's do that. There we go. So this last 2 weeks I've been stitching down here. So I've done a bit of the brown here, and then I've done a bit of red and grey there. So she's stitched on 32 count Dusky Rose Murano Lagana by Pole Stitches. So yeah, really happy with how she's coming on, slowly but surely. Yeah, that's Royal Holiday. And then my next one is my Mill Hill Monday piece, which is Snowman with Coco, a Jim Shore design. And he has a face. Shall I get the flap down at the back? There we go, that's better. He has a face. It looks like a cute little face. So yeah, I don't think I stitched on it this Monday just gone for one reason and another. But yeah, happy with how he's coming along. So there we go, that's my Mill Hill Monday piece. And then my last whip, as I said, I've not got so many, is Seaside Kingdom by Mirabilia. Stitching this as part of the Letters of the Month Stitch Along SAL. This is the last of my July pieces. And I do have about half an hour left to stitch on it, which I'm going to do today, but I thought I'll show it now because it won't be much different when I've done half an hour on it. So there we go, that is what I've got stitched so far. As you can see, I've almost finished the girl. I've run out of a couple of the cottons that are on her head in the ribbon, so I need to get a couple of those. And I've also done a bit of filling in of the sandcastle above and below her arm. So yeah, really happy with how that's coming along. This is 32 count Kynance fabric by Sparklies. So yeah, really happy with that. Like I say, another half an hour or so on that today, and then it'll be done for this month. And that's all my whips. As I said, I've not done so much stitching this month, this 2 weeks. I've had various things going on, and I've been more in the mood for knitting and crochet, and I don't know what it is about warm weather, but for some reason I prefer knitting and crocheting in the warm weather, which is really odd because you get warm with the knitting, with the yarn. So yeah, so I'll show that in a minute, all my knitting and crochet. I do have some plans for August. It's the 1st of August on Monday. So I've got my letters of the month pieces for August, and we're on the letters J and I. Now, my letter J is My Christmas List by Silver Creek Samplers. And it's on J because there is a jumper in there. Can't see it through the camera. There's the jumper. So that's how I've linked it to the letter J. So yeah, and also the reindeer's jumping as well. So so yeah, that's my letter J. And I have no idea what this fabric is. I know it's pole stitches, but I don't know what shade it is or anything. I think it's 32 count even weave. That's as much as I know. So that is what I've got done so far. And my goal for August is to do at least one line of text and a picture. And as you can see, I've got a gap here, so I'll probably do this gap, fill this gap in, at least anyway. So yeah, that's my progress on that. So as I said, this fabric is pole stitches fabric, but I'm not sure of the shade. So there we go. That's my Christmas list. And then the letter I is I Am a Stitcher by Cherrywood Design Studios. Been stitching on this for a while now and again. And this fabric is 28 count Morning Mist Brittany Lugana by Pole Stitches. And that is what I've got done so far. And my goal on this is at least 6 hours. So yeah, we'll see how much I get done. I think that's almost a page of the chart, so I need to move on to another page. So we'll see how, well, we'll probably be going that way rather than up. I'm not sure. We'll decide when I start stitching on it. There we go. So that's I Am a Stitcher. And that's all my stitching. As I said, I've not got a lot this video. Yeah, I don't know why. I think I'm rather warm. Yeah, I've not stitched anything on the simple gifts this fortnight. I don't know why. Like I said, I've been busy doing other things. I've had a few appointments to go to. I can't say I've done a lot of work because I've only done 2, which I'll talk about in a minute. So yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just I haven't done a lot. My husband's been working away as well this last few weeks. He's been working down near Birmingham, so he's only been home at the weekend. And of course today he's gone playing golf. He goes playing golf at the weekend, so I don't see him much at the weekend anyway. But yeah, he's been working away, so I've been on my own for the last 2 since we got back from Skye. And yeah, I think that might have had something to do with it. Just being on my own at night. I'm not been sleeping really well. He used to work away a lot when the children were younger, but it never used to bother me because he did it a lot, so you got used to it, and the children were at home, so any noise during the night you just thought it was the children. Where now I'm waking up at the slightest noise and thinking, oh, what's that, you know, because I'm on my own. I said to him, if it carries on, I know he's only there a couple of days next week, but he might be there the week after. So I said, if it carries on, I'll get used to it, you know, and I'll probably start sleeping better. But yeah, it's not great at the minute. So right, so let's get on with some knitting. Right, my first sort of well, it's crochet actually. A lady at my craft group that I run at the library on a Friday, she's been making these squares, granny squares, from this book. It's an American book, 3D Granny Squares by Katie Moore, Shana Moore and Celine Seaman. But she's been crocheting these squares. She's making a blanket for her granddaughter, and I asked her to bring the book in because I was loving all the squares she was making. So she brought it in, and I bought it on Amazon or eBay. I think it was Amazon. So yeah, and then I decided I'm going to do some of these. So the first one I made was this, a sheep. As you can see, it's quite 3D. It comes out from the book. So yeah, you start in the middle with the black, and then you do the popcorn stitch, and then you make it into a square. So that's my sheep, the first one. And then I've started doing the panda. That's the start of my panda. That's his face. That's the face and his cheeks there. I've got to do his ears and then his eyes and then square. So yeah, that's the start of my panda from that. No idea what I'm doing with them. I might make them into a blanket, although it'll be an odd blanket with ones like this, you know. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. So that's that. And then I'll show you my knitting. And then I've got 2 other crochet. Yeah, like I said, I've been doing a lot of knitting and crochet. So this, when I finished my bobble blanket that I showed you last time, I was looking in my WIP box and I found this. Now, as I said, I don't like knitting on circular needles. This has been knit on a circular needle because it's a round blanket. And it's not too bad because it's only a 2-row repeat. And it's basically 1 row you knit, and then the other row you knit, and then you put a yarn over to make the holes, and so it gets bigger. It's not a brilliant way I can't really show you properly because it's on a circular needle. This yarn is a Rico yarn, R-I-C-O. I'll put the name of it down below. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I'll put it down below. And I started knitting this when my granddaughter was pregnant. When my daughter was pregnant with my grandson. And another grey blanket, but this one's got blue. It must have been after she found out she was having a boy. And I got fed up of it because basically you're going round and round and round and round knitting. So it got put in a bag. And then I found it the other day, and I've done quite a bit on it actually. I've been to the knitting with my mum a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. So I took this with me, and it's just easy just to knit it. But that's how much I've got left of the bottle, and I cannot find the rest of the yarn. I know I bought it. I've got it on my stash on Ravelry. So I know I've got it somewhere, but I cannot find it. I've put it somewhere safe, obviously, and cannot find it. So I need to find it before I run out of yarn. Otherwise it'll be a small blanket. So yeah, so that's my library knitting at the minute. Gonna finish that and give it to my other grandson as a lap blanket probably. So that's that. And then I've got 2 crochet things that I've started. As I said, I don't know why I get in the mood for knitting and crocheting during the summer when it's warm, because like right now I'm boiling. I did have the fan on, but it was too noisy, so I turned it off. This is, let's get hold of it, trying not to lose where I'm up to. Right, this is a South Bay shawl. The pattern's on Ravelry. I'll put a link down below. The blanket patterns on Ravelry too. I'll put links to them all down below. So this is a South Bay shawl that I started crocheting because I had these 2 balls of yarn. This is Hayfield Spirit. I think it's Sundown shade, but I'll put it down below. And I wanted to do something with them, so I started doing this. And again, once you get started with it, it's a 2-row repeat, so it's quite easy to do, just that the rows get longer and longer as you go along. So that's a shawl that I've started. So yeah, that's a crocheted shawl. And then the other one, I saw this pattern on Ravelry and I just thought, oh, I need to start that. I've got the perfect yarn for it. Where are we? So it's all a bit curly at the minute. It's a crochet shawl, I'm not sure if you can see that, it's a skull. There's a skull in the middle, so yeah, it goes up, and then I've got another one started up there. So basically it's just crochet, and then you do the skull in the middle. And the yarn, you see it's variegated, so it'll go darker. It's gone lighter, and then it's going to go darker again. So I started that, and it's quite easy to do. Again, it's on Ravelry, the pattern, so I'll put a link down below. But yeah, so I've started these things. Yeah, that's where my hook goes. Right, so that's all my crochet and my knitting. I'm getting really hot now. So yeah, as I said, I've been busy doing knitting and crochet, not done a great lot of stitching. But I think what it is, I know when it was warm the other week, because I use a Lowry stand, when I put my Lowry close, it just made me really hot, and I think that's what's put me off doing my cross stitch a bit this last few weeks, because it has been quite warm. Not as warm as the other week. We got up to it was 40 degrees in England, more the south of England, but it did get really hot here too. And it was awful. It was really hot. So yeah, that was only for a couple of days, but it has been humid since then. So yeah, it's been quite warm, and I don't do well in heat. I hate heat. Can't do anything when it's hot, can you? You can put a fan on. We don't have aircon in our building, in our houses in the UK, because usually there's not much need for it. But yeah, you can't do much when it's hot, but at least when it's cool you can put your layers on and warm up. So yeah, right, let's do the giveaway. So on my last video I was giving away this chart with the leftover threads that I had. That should be enough to do that again. So the winner of that is Bio Boy Stitcher. So congratulations, I'll get this in the post to you when you email me or message me with your address. So yeah, well done. I'm having another giveaway at the end, and I also still have this one from my last video. I'll put the name of the winner below. I didn't write it down, so if you don't contact me in the next 2 weeks, I'll put it on as a giveaway again next time. So yeah, I'm having another giveaway at the end. So yeah. Right, let's talk about the walks I've been on. I've only been on 2 walks in the last 2 weeks. I think I did a lot of walking on Skye, and it was like, yeah, I need to have a break. So, right, the first walk, last Sunday, my husband and I went to Chatsworth House. It's a big house. I'll put pictures up as I'm talking. It's a big house in Derbyshire. And it's gorgeous. We bought tickets to go in and have a look, because I've never been, and it's been somewhere I've wanted to go for quite some time. And I know it's something to do with Jane Austen. It's believed that she used it as an idea for Pemberley in her book. So yeah, so we went and had a look around the house, and it was gorgeous. They had painted murals on the ceilings. There were lots of sculptures and statues and paintings. Yeah, it was a lovely house to go around. But the purpose for us going was to do a recce for a walk for the coach rambles that I go on. It's next Sunday we're doing it. I'm doing an 8-mile walk. So we went on, we looked around the house, took some pictures of the house from outside, and then we did the recce. And of course, within 10-15 minutes of starting the walk, it started to rain, and we got wet. So yeah, it was that drizzly rain, the stuff that soaks you through, as everybody around here says. But it was also very humid, so I was not putting a coat on. If I'd put a coat on, I'd have been as wet through with sweat as I was with the rain. So it was like, no, I'm not putting my coat on. When it did rain heavily, you know, I put the first time it rained heavily, I put my coat on because it was near the beginning and I wasn't very wet. But yeah, it was just like, no, I'm not bothering with my coat. The husband had his coat on, he had his winter hat on, his waterproof hat on. Yeah, so yeah, I'm there walking around with a t-shirt on. But yeah, it was a nice walk. The rain spoiled it slightly because you couldn't see the views, because it was misty, and the fact that you're wet. But it was a nice walk. We went to what's called the Hunting Lodge, which is above Chatsworth House. You can see it from the grounds. And then we had a steep climb back down. It was like steps going back down to Chatsworth House. But yeah, it was a nice walk. So I'll be doing that again next Sunday, with the coach ramble. And then on Tuesday, I went doing a recce of my Peel Tower walk that I've done before. I've talked about it on my video before, because we're actually doing it properly tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day that we're doing it with the group. So I went with a couple of friends and we did the recce, and yeah, it was a nice day. It wasn't too sunny. The sun did come out at some point, but it was a nice walk. It was nice to walk with my friends again. So yeah, it was a nice walk. We went up to Peel Tower, we went across the moor, and then we had a pub stop in Ramsbottom, which is what we're planning on doing tomorrow, because then you've got a mile walk back to the car, but a lot of it is uphill and it's quite a steep, and you're walking up a road basically. It's not a track or anything, it's a proper road, and it's quite a steep climb. So yeah, that last mile's a bit of a killer, but yeah, it's a nice walk. So that's going on tomorrow. So yeah, they're the only 2 walks I've done in the last 2 weeks. So I try and think about what I've done over the last 2 weeks, and it just feels like I've not done very much, but I know I have. Like I said, I've had appointments and things. I had to go. I'm now on high blood pressure tablets. I went to Boots, which is a chemist here in the UK, to pick up a prescription the other week, and they asked me if I wanted to have a free blood pressure check. I said, oh yeah, go on then. So I went, and so I had to wait for the pharmacist, and she took my blood pressure twice and it was high. So she said, right, we need to let your doctor know. I said, yeah, okay, no problem. And this was before I went to Sky, and she said, and you're best going to see your doctor within 3 weeks. Right, okay. I thought, well, I'll wait till I get back from Sky and then contact the doctor. And while I was on Sky, I got a text from the doctor saying, you need your blood pressure checked. Please contact the doctors to make an appointment with the healthcare assistant. Okay, I thought, well, I'm waiting till I get home, because I had no phone signal on Sky anyway. Well, at the house where we stayed. So when I got back, I made an appointment to see the healthcare assistant, and the appointment was Monday just gone. And so I went, and she did my blood pressure twice, one on both arms, and it was really high. So she said, leave it with me, I'm going to have a word with the doctor and decide what we're doing from there. So I said, right, okay, no problem. Thinking, Anyway, so when I was on the Peel Tower walk on Tuesday, I had a text from the doctors again saying, the doctor has prescribed you some blood pressure tablets, and then you need to make an appointment in 3 weeks' time to see me again for a check and to have your bloods done to check your kidney function. So I'm on even more tablets. And yeah, so yeah, it's not like I do no exercise or anything. I go walking, so it's, yeah, but I know it runs in the family. So my mum has high blood pressure, my dad had high blood pressure, my grandparents had high blood pressure, so it must be some genetic thing. So yeah, I've got to keep an eye on my blood pressure. Yeah. So and my husband says, well, how do you know you've got high blood pressure? I said, because they told me at the doctor's. No, but how you feel? And I said, well, you don't know. That's why they call it the silent killer, because you don't know you've got high blood pressure. And, you know, there's no obvious symptoms of high blood pressure. You just have to get it checked. So, yeah. Not that he'll go to the doctors and have his checked. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's part of the reason that, yeah, it's just appointments. So, right, let's get on with a giveaway. Well, I've found this chart that I've used, you know, I've finished this design. It's Old Glory Angel by La Di Da. It's slightly creased. It's not in too bad condition. I can't show you the chart, but it's, you know, it's clearly visible, the chart. There's no marks on it. It's just got the odd little crease on it. And I finished this a while ago. It uses Gentle Arts or needlepoint silks or DMC. So there's numbers and names for all of those, so you can use any of those. So if you'd like this chart, please comment saying the word glory, GLORY, and you could be in with a chance of winning it. So I'm going to draw this on my next video, which should be the 13th or 14th of August, in 2 weeks' time. So please comment before the 13th of August with the word glory. Doesn't have to be in a sentence. You can just say the word glory. And please be over 18 so you can give me your address. Please don't say the word draw, giveaway, win, anything else that tells people that I'm giving something away. And please comment before the 13th of August, and then I'll draw it before I film my video. So yeah, I think that's it for today. It feels like it's been quite a quick video. Doesn't look quick looking at the time. But yeah, hopefully I'll have more stitching to show next time. We shall see how things go. I'll try and do a bit more. But yeah, happy stitching. Take care of yourselves, those you love. Be kind always. And bye for now.